How has a woman broken your brain with her appearance? I was at my local gym this morning and saw a cute girl using the squat machine. I took a few glances while in between sets and caught eye contact a few times, so figured I'd say something the next time I walked past her. As I finished a set and went to get some water, I walked by her and saw her smile at me. It literally broke my brain and I forgot how to function. I made some weird audible noise and froze before turning around. I couldn't help but laugh at myself as I walked away, but Jesus, her smile was enchanting. Has a woman ever broken your brain from her physical appearance alone? Yep. New Year's Eve last year, me and my friends went to Nashville. We were sitting at a table in a bar. This girl walked up to the bar and she was the prettiest girl I've ever seen. I normally don't approach women, but I would have beaten myself up if I didn't try. I'm not the smoothest guy. I'm a big ball of anxiety and introverted. I walked up to her and said INCOMPREHENSIBLESOUND*. Holy shit. What the duck was that brain? Duck you bro, I thought. She just looked at me and said what? I said INCOHERENTMUMBLE*. I almost just walked back to the table. I couldn't help but grin and cringe a bit because I was ducking it up this badly. Then I finally said something coherent. My bad about that, I don't really do this much, but clearly I'm at a loss. I was wondering if I could buy you a drink and get to know you a little bit. She said I'm actually here with my friends and I should get back to them. I went back to the table and told my friends what happened. I proceeded to get roasted the rest of the trip. But damn, my noggin broke on that one. Well done. Seriously. If you hadn't tried, it would be a 100% no chance. I remember going to the gas station by my house with a friend to pick up some beer near the cut-off hour, and when the girl at the counter asked me how old I was, I looked up at her and literally forgot where I was, who I was, why I was there, as well as how old I was, and that my friend was even with me. How old are you, she asked, and I just blurted out 18, having not been asked how old I was in years. My friend behind me just blurts out, are you dated? He's 24 and apparently just had a stroke. I handed her my ID and she just smiles and says 18, huh? So this is fake. And the older woman who'd been working there since I was literally in middle school just waved to her and said verbatim, he's alright honey, I've known him since he was a baby. He's a little slow sometimes, to which my friend replied, sometimes. Yeah, okay. Your friend is a savage. I had a very serious crush on a girl I had some classes with and we had become friends, but she didn't know. She excitedly pointed out that she is wearing this new shirt. She takes a step back and pulls her shirt down. Time slows to a crawl. I register that there is a comic character and some text all over her boobs. Cue complete brain meltdown, like a train hitting a wall, and I stare. She gleefully asks how I find it, and I manage to control myself for a second and mumble that I didn't get the whole text, 3 ducking words. So she pulls her shirt down again. Tight. I force myself to repeat in my head, read the text, on a loop. I managed to get the words, but no meaning, and just said that it is a really great shirt. I must have looked like a stroke victim. We had a great laugh about that one. A few years later, smiley face. Please tell me you're dating now. I have to disappoint you. I never had the guts to tell her in time. That sounds just as bad as it was. But we would have crashed and burned as a couple. We are good friends now, and I'm also happily married to another woman, smiley face. I enjoy hiking on the weekends and you tend to see a lot of fit, attractive people on the mountains. Well, last weekend I was about halfway up and I saw 2 girls coming down the trail. First girl was cute and she said good morning to me, which is when I caught sight of her friend behind her. Most beautiful blonde girl I've ever seen is walking toward me and I stumble over saying good morning while tripping uphill. Man, I hate coming across people on the trail. I mean, I like talking to folks, but I'm always worried they'll be uncomfortable coming across a guy in the middle of nowhere and be afraid of me or something. So I always try to appear as non-threatening as possible, especially to women. You ever have that? Had a huge crush on this girl in college. Couldn't ever get a word out to her. One night I'm riding my skateboard and she's walking towards me. I look at her and accidentally put my foot in front of my skateboard instead of the side to pump. I flip over, cut my arms up, smash my head, then pick up the board and haul ass away. 10 minutes later I'm puking everywhere and can't even walk straight. Go to the hospital and tell the doctors and they are all cracking up as I'm puking and the room is spinning. Then she transferred schools. I met her 15 years ago. Fell in love immediately. She wasn't interested in being anything more than friends. I told her we could be friends as long as she was aware that I was crazy about her. We became best friends. I watched her get into 4 serious relationships in that time. We did everything together, took trips together. I've seen her at least once a week for the last 8 years. Every single time I saw her, I forgot how to speak. She causes traffic accidents walking down the street. Men approach her while we are out to dinner together and ask if we are together to see if they can get a number. 2 weeks ago we were on a weekend trip together. After we had unpacked she gently put my face in her hands and said over and over again, "I'm completely in love with you. Best day of my life. Now I'm terrified. Marry her now." This isn't in an enchanting way. I saw a girl that had eyes too close together. She looked like a living Photoshop. My brain didn't want to believe it, so it made me keep looking. Thankfully she didn't catch me staring. Were you greater than 10 degrees out of the center of vision? At least she only has to wear one goggle when she swims in her pool. At least you know, if you date her she won't be see someone on the side. One time my buddy and I were working at this burger restaurant back in college, and the hottest girl I have probably ever seen walks in. She's proportioned like a perfectly sculpted marble bust reminiscent of Venus de Milo, and has a face that looked so innocent and natural. I swear she freaking looked like she was glowing sitting up against those nasty burger restaurant windows. Anyway, I lean over to my buddy to let him know that the hottest girl ever had just walked in, and he turns around. He was holding a giant ass industrial mustard tub and just drops it. Just literally drops it for no reason at all and starts mumbling quietly. Every time after that when he would see a very pretty girl, my buddies and I would always assure him that the girl probably had way too much mustard for his hot dog. Edit, no reason. My wife has figured out how to do this to me. I don't mean to, but sometimes I'll just be talking and then she'll shimmy and take off an article of clothing and give me a big smile. Brain go bye bye, me no think now. My wife has mastered this. All it really takes is a sideways glance with the look and a shoulder strap dropping down to her elbow. HNNGGGGG. In college, I ordered a pizza. The driver called to say she was pulling in, so I headed to the elevator. The elevator opens directly in front of and about 5 feet from the glass door. She was standing in front of the door and smiled when she saw me. She was unbelievably gorgeous, especially for what I expected from a Pizza Hut delivery driver. I smiled back and went to push down the handle and push the door open. Naturally, my hand missed the handle and I walked face first into the glass door. I may have been overzealous, because apparently I was walking fast enough for that to give me a nosebleed. In most cases, I could have played it off with a silly line and laughed. Instead, what came out was, "Duck shit that hurt," and a couple other stupid noises. She was really nice though. She kinda laughed and said, "At least you didn't fall." Then she gave me a napkin for my nosebleed and left. If I hadn't just gotten a pizza, I might have taken the elevator to the roof and jumped. "At least you didn't fall." Oh, I think I did. While staring in her eyes. Cue romantic music. Yes. The summer before high school I moved to a new state. Towards the end of my freshman year I saw a girl walking past me who I had never seen before, and I fell in love with her at first sight. She was the most physically attractive girl I had ever seen in my life up until that point. She also carried herself with confidence and was just intoxicating. I could not think, definitely could not speak. I wanted to ask her for directions to my class, cringe, or for a pen, or anything. I let her walk by, and because summer was around the corner I thought I'd never get a chance to see her again. I spent that summer thinking about her and trying to misplace, yikes, around to see if I could find her, but I only managed to make 4 friends who happened to have a small MySpace network themselves, so I failed miserably. As luck would have it, she ended up walking into my Spanish class the first day of 10th grade and sitting 4 rows away. We are celebrating our 10-year anniversary this month, and she gave birth to our son 2 months ago. Still takes my breath away and short circuits my brain every day. Got any similar examples? Leave it in the comments below.